Hello, Cardinals. Today I'm going to teach you a couple quick tips on how to do your own graphing using your Chromebooks. To get started, you were given an assignment this week that talks about the human population growth. Your objective was to create a graph of the human population growth and use it to predict future growth and identify factors that will affect the population growth over time. So you have your data points, you have the years, and over here in this column you have the number of people in billions. Initially, the activity calls for you to create your own graph placed on the horizontal axis, that's the x-axis, the years, and on the y-axis, place the number of individuals from 1650 to 2020. How that would look is here's some graphing paper. You would put your years over here, and you would put your, you'd put the number of people over here, and you'd put the years over here down at the bottom. That's just one way to do it, and that could certainly take you a long time to do. Here's a quick tip on how you can make that happen faster. Go up here to your Google applications, click. You'll see an area that says Sheets. You'll go ahead and click on Sheets. It'll allow you to pick or add an extra copy. So we're going to hit the plus sign. Sometimes it'll say you can't get into Spreadsheets. That simply just means you need to log into your Google account through the school, and you'll be able to see the spreadsheets are available for you to put in there. So for our x-axis, we're going to put years. And for our y-axis, we're going to put number of people. And in parentheses, we're going to put in billions, because that's the unit we're working with. Okay, if you notice looking at your handout, the columns are going to be put in about the same way. So everything you see right here in this column, okay, is also going to be put into this column right here on your spreadsheets. Likewise, everything that you see on this column over here will also go into your spreadsheet over here. Now notice something over here. It looks like I put it both in the B and C column. This is actually all in the B column. So when I was typing it, it was all put in the B column. Unfortunately, because there was so much information, it looks like it's spilling over into the C column. Don't worry about that at this time. We'll talk more about that in just a second. So I put my dates, the dates that are provided on the chart that I just showed you. And I'm going to do a few of the dates. I'm not going to do all of the dates. I just want to give you a rough idea of what this might look like if you were graphing your own data using Google Spreadsheets. So as you can see here, I went to 1980, and now I'm going to put in the number of people that were alive at that time on the planet. And obviously this is a rough estimate, as it would be quite hard to go around and get this data at these particular times throughout history in certain areas that are remote from human contact. And then we're going to stop at 4.4 billion. When you're done, you need to go up in the corner right here where my hand is indicating to get started. Click on that and pull over here. Now only go, let me start that over again. You're going to go right here. Only do the first two columns. See how I did that? I clicked up here, dragged my cursor all the way down to here. Do not include this in billions, because it's actually still assumed to be in this column already anyways. It just had to spill over into this column. All right. Once you do that, you go up here to insert, and you'll see all your choices, and we're going to insert it into a lovely chart. And here's our chart. Wow, we did graphing in probably less than what it would take, about 5, 6, 7 minutes to do. You have your titles that you put over here for your y-axis. You have your titles that you put over here for your x-axis, and everything looks great. Okay. Now to share this, you'll go up here to the column where it says share, and notice it says you need a title. So we need to go back over here. Let's click over here, and here's my title. We're going to put human population growth, the same as what the activity is titled. And we're going to share. We're not going to go up here and share it with your teacher. Instead, we're going to copy the link. And then if you go back to where you saw this activity on Canvas, there's a URL where it says, please post your URL here. You'll go there and you'll paste what you just copied from the shared file. And that will give you the opportunity to share it with the teacher that you have for that particular class. Now, I know this can be kind of intimidating if you're not somebody that's very familiar with how to use Google applications. So if you still feel comfortable with the old route of graphing it on paper, you would set it up the same exact way, and you can always come back to this video and watch it as many times as you need to. And as soon as you're done, you'll simply pull out your iPhone or your whatever device you use, Samsung, LG, and you'll just take a picture and you'll send that separately to your teacher so that they can get a view of what your graph might look like. All right. That's just an easier way to kind of get the ball rolling for students that struggle in areas where they feel that they like the old style, as well as some that like to use the technology to help them graph their data. If you have any troubles navigating through this document or getting it completed, by the way, before I go on, make sure that you go back and answer the questions that are also attached to that activity. So there are some questions that you are being asked to complete to go along with the graph that you will create at the end. Feel free to reach out to your teacher, let them know if you're struggling or if there are things you need some clarification. Google Meetings on Wednesdays before, after school, or call the teacher or email them and they will get back to you. Have a great day, Cardinal.